Hi and welcome to another episode of Toby's Barbecue Corner. Today we're making Boeuf Stroganoff with Tagliatelle in the Dutch oven. Now what you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for today. Now we need some beef fillet, and this is roughly 600 grams. We need a couple of shallots. We need some stock. Now you can use any stock that you want, veal, beef, whatever you have at home. You need a couple of mushrooms. You need some pickles. You need some sour cream. You need some mustard. You need salt and pepper. You need some tagliatelle as well as some butter. Now for the beef, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in strips, and what I've done is I've put it in the freezer for about half an hour, so it makes it a little easier, to cut. Obviously try, or not only try, go against the grain. It will make the eating experience that much more pleasurable. And then you want about half a centimeter wide or thick slices, give or take. And then we're gonna cut them in half again, to kind of make bite-sized pieces out of it. So if you want to see it this way, we can either cut them like this, just like that, and we're going to set that to the side until we need it. Now with the shallots, quick and simple, take off the skin. And then we're just going to chop them however fine you want. Now obviously the beef is a bit coarse, so you can go a bit kind of like coarser on them if you want, but obviously that's entirely up to you. So we're just going to peel this here. And today it's giving a bit more trouble than usual, but in the end we'll get there. And then what you want is cut them in half and kind of like dice them up a little bit. With the pickles as well, obviously they're fairly small, so you can just cut them up in little chunks, and they will cook down nicely later on in our sauce. So don't worry if you have a few larger pieces, a few smaller pieces in there, it'll all be fine in the end. And in the end, with the mushroom, what you want to do is you want to make sure, obviously, you clean them a little bit, so don't wash them. Just give them a little bit of a scrub with a clean brush. And then what I like to do is I like to have them rather chunky. So I create 6s or 8s out of them, depending on the size of the mushroom. But obviously, yeah, as I said, make sure that the stem is clean, cut it off, and then we can have nice chunky mushrooms in the end in our Boeuf Stroganoff. The Dutch ovens are coming up to temperature, so we're going to do the beef stroganoff in here, and here we're going to cook our tagliatelle. Nice and hot. We're going to throw in some butter. Make sure everything is nicely coated. And then we're going to sear our meat. And in with the meat. Spread it around, make sure everything has some exposure to the heat. And we're going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now what you want is just a little bit of sear on the outside. You don't want to cook it all the way through, simply because we're going to take it back out and we're going to add it back in later on when the sauce has been created. Right, already time to take out the meat. And look at all the great flavors that have already accumulated in the bottom of our Dutch oven. So we're going to set the meat to the side now and reintroduce it later. A couple of seconds later, let's put in the mushrooms and make sure they get a little bit of a browning as well as soak up all these lovely flavors. And then we're going to introduce the shallots to it. The reason why I'm not doing the shallots at the same time as the mushrooms is very simple. They would just simply burn, and obviously you don't want to have any burnt food. The mushrooms have now the color that I'm looking for, so in with the shallots. And we give them a little bit of a sear as well. In the meantime, let's take care of our pasta water, so we'll add in some salt. And then we're going to take 2 teaspoons of mustard. Now you can use any mustard you want. We put that in here. Stir that all the way in, and that will add a ton of flavor to this dish. As you can tell, I've swapped the Dutch ovens around because I want a little bit more heat over here than over here. And now we're going to throw in a little bit of tagliatelle. We're going to cook that for about 6 minutes. In the meantime, let's add the stock to it. Give that a bit of a stir. Add in the pickles. Again, stir it, and then we're going to let that come up back to temperature, and then we're going to add the sour cream. 3 minutes later, we have the temperature we're looking for. So in with the sour cream. Now it's very important, once this has dissolved, so to speak, we are going to reintroduce the meat, heat it up, and then we're also ready to serve. Right, in with the meat, and obviously also all the juices that the meat has still rendered. So let's heat that up. And doesn't that look fantastic already? Now, as I said, let's not wait any longer. Now, but what I like to do is, now that the pasta is ready, I like to put the pasta straight in, give it a big stir, and then we serve. There we go. In with the pasta. And trust me guys, the smell is delicious. The pasta is al dente, exactly what we were looking for. One final stir. Everything is nicely coated. A little bit more salt. And freshly ground pepper. And there you go guys, our beef stroganoff with tagliatelle, and we're gonna dig in now. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little video about the Boeuf stroganoff with tagliatelle. It turned out to be kind of like a one-pot dish, so to speak. Yeah, but it was super nice. So yeah, definitely give that a try. If you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up. And please head over to that subscribe button for more great videos to come. And I hope to see you soon again at Toby's Barbecue Corner.